The girl seals all doors and windows with cloth. She wants to hide from the mysterious figure outside, but it is way too dark inside now. She lights every candle in the house. She still does not feel safe though, so she boils some water just in case. If anyone tries to break in, she will throw boiling water at them. Anna grabs a utility knife for protection, but before she is fully ready, the nails holding the cloth start coming out. The mysterious man has finally arrived. A cold chill runs down Anna's spine. She hides quickly behind a folding screen. Suddenly a blue light shines into the room. The alien she killed earlier floats up eerily. As the body drifts out the window, the strange blue light vanishes completely. This alien technology feels like magic. Her careful preparations seem totally useless. She rushes down to the basement, trying to escape through the back door. Just as she tries to slip away, the blue light breaks through the door again. She ducks behind cover, absolutely terrified. When the light finally fades, an alien bursts right into her home. Anna is frozen with fear. She grabs a pair of scissors tightly. The small movement catches the alien's attention. Anna carefully moves under a table. She turns and sees the alien staring right at her. She raises the scissors to defend herself. The alien just calmly waves a hand. The scissors fly away with telekinesis. Anna runs upstairs as fast as she can. She throws all the boiling water at the alien, then opens the window trying to jump, but the alien grabs hold of her leg. She kicks it away in sheer panic. She grabs a mop for one last fight. The alien snaps the mop right in two, but this gives Anna an opening. She manages to kill the alien, but the danger is far from over. When Anna steps outside, she sees something truly terrifying. The neighbors are all gathered together, all raising their right hands, staring at the sky. They seem controlled by the aliens. Anna walks through the entire town. Everywhere has been attacked. She realizes she has nowhere to go. She returns back to her home. A big, dumb alien suddenly shows up. It charges straight at Anna. It gets stuck in the narrow doorframe. Anna lights the leaking gas with her lighter. A loud explosion follows. Anna takes down another alien. She starts to finally relax. Then blue light falls from the sky. The aliens are furious after losing 3 of their own. They gather together, determined to catch Anna. Facing so much intense blue light, Anna has absolutely nowhere to run. She gets teleported onto their ship. To understand how she killed 3 of them, an alien gently touches her forehead. It reads her memories instantly. Anna is not just some weak girl. She is actually a fierce fighter. When playing as a little child, she could take on several kids at once. The aliens realize she is too dangerous. They quickly send her back to Earth. Turns out it was all just a crazy dream. This is the best way to punish human traffickers. First, they tie up the prisoner's limbs very tightly. Then they strap him firmly to an electric chair. Next, he has to sign a deal with the curator. After his death, his consciousness goes to the museum. In return for this, his family receives a large sum of money. Jack agrees to the deal without much thought. Little does he know, his nightmare is just beginning. The curator removes the extractor from his head. He saves it carefully onto his laptop. Then he projects Jack's consciousness into reality. Jack is completely and utterly confused. He never expected to come back in this way. Before Jack can even react, the curator locks him in the electric chair. The curator's real goal is to profit from these criminals' consciousness. If the electric shocks last less than 10 seconds, the consciousness is not permanently damaged. Soon, tourists come flocking to the museum. They absolutely love the thrill of pulling the switch themselves. Since Jack was a trafficker when he was alive, everyone thinks he completely deserves this. But the truth is, Jack was actually innocent. Before the execution, the curator visited him in prison. He had him sign a consent form. After death, his consciousness would be exhibited. In return for this, half of all the profits would go to his family. Knowing he was going to die anyway, Jack agreed to the proposal. After the execution was carried out, the curator successfully extracted his consciousness. He trapped it inside a museum room for tourists to come and enjoy. After satisfying their dark desires, tourists receive a special souvenir. It contains images of the trapped consciousness. Though this method is extremely cruel, the tourists simply do not care at all. One morning, a female visitor arrives early. The curator warmly greets her. She mentions her father's birthday is coming up soon. She wants to give him an unforgettable gift. The curator takes her to Jack's room. He assumes she wants a consciousness souvenir too, but Anna is actually Jack's own daughter. Seeing her father tortured like this, she is filled with uncontrollable rage. The clueless curator keeps on explaining. Then he suddenly has an asthma attack. His face turns red as he struggles to breathe. Anna brings him a chair to sit on. She does not want him to die so easily. Once he is completely helpless, Anna finally reveals who she really is. She puts the extractor on him. She wants him to suffer just like her father did. A woman watched her boyfriend repair the spaceship. As she bent down, he hit the launch button. The hatch slowly began to open from below. The island's laser collection panels also unfolded. Anna glanced at it but did not think much of it. She had no idea this would bring disaster. As the noon sun shifted, its rays hit the panels directly. A laser, tens of thousands of degrees hot, pierced the cabin and struck the core. Sparks and flames erupted from the equipment. Panicked, Anna frantically pressed buttons, but she could not find the right switch at all. Just as Jack thought he was completely doomed, a dark cloud drifted by and blocked the intense light. Jack narrowly escaped with his life. He thought Anna had managed to turn it off. He casually turned back to his work. He did not realize the cloud was about to drift away, but just before the sun reappeared again, he managed to grab the chip in time. He asked Anna what had just happened, but Anna was just as confused as him. Though he managed to survive, he was already regretting taking on this job. A few days earlier, Jack, a special forces soldier, was summoned by his superior. He was tasked with finding a super weapon that could concentrate sunlight. The mission was described as extremely dangerous. An evil scientist named David was also searching for it. If David got it first, the consequences would be dire. His superior handed him a special bullet. It was the only clue to David's whereabouts. Jack took the bullet and went to see an arms dealer named Danny. He demanded to know David's current location. As far as he knew, David was the only one who used these bullets, facing a loaded gun. Danny gave up David without any hesitation. With the location, Jack rushed to the meeting point. He did not know David was already waiting upstairs. Before Jack could even spot him there, David suddenly shot and killed a random passerby. Jack was not even his target at all. One of David's men then appeared. He grabbed a mysterious item and quickly left. Police arrived on the scene very quickly. They immediately took Jack in as a suspect, but when they brought him to an underground base, Jack saw someone he did not expect. It was his superior, already waiting for him there. A man accidentally stepped through the ground. Strange slime covered the bottom of his shoe. They realized something was terribly wrong. Giant eggs were everywhere beneath their feet. Before they could figure out what was happening, they spotted a sleeping giant lizard nearby. Terrified, they turned and ran away fast. But right at that very moment, one of the giant eggs suddenly cracked open. David fell right into it by accident. The man was completely and utterly shocked. A baby lizard poked its little head out. David scrambled out of the egg in sheer panic, but at that exact moment, the noise woke up the giant lizard. It became extremely aggressive and angry. They all ran for their dear lives, but the giant lizard was way too fast. It quickly blocked their path ahead. Jack tried to scare it off with a flare, but the lizard swallowed him whole. Everyone was absolutely stunned. Just when they thought they were completely doomed, a large log flew through the air. It hit the lizard right on the head. They seized the chance to escape quickly. Their savior was John's grandfather, Danny. Jack happens to be John's stepfather. They had found an old letter from the grandfather. It mentioned a place called Mysterious Island, so they immediately set off on the journey. But a violent storm hit as they arrived there. John quickly searched for answers in a book. They had to enter the eye of the storm to reach the island. The helicopter was already badly damaged. It got pulled into the storm's core. When they finally woke up, they were safely on the mysterious island. Everything here was opposite to reality. Even elephants were the size of small dogs. They ventured deeper into the island. Then they encountered another giant lizard. The grandfather came to their rescue again. Soon they reached an ancient ruin. It was the legendary lost city of Atlantis. The island sinks into the ocean every 140 years. Jack examined the situation closely. They had only 3 days left at most. The island would be completely submerged. Time was running out very fast. Then John came up with a bold new idea. The undead soldiers suddenly halt their movement entirely. They then sheath their weapons and stand in perfect formation. David tries to issue them a command once again, but they all remain frozen and motionless in place. As Danny begins to recite an ancient spell aloud, the undead soldiers suddenly turn their direction around. They then swiftly kill the mummy standing before them. Seeing his beloved wife being slain once again, David immediately moves to kill Danny for revenge. Jack swiftly cuts off David's arm, successfully managing to save his friend. But David has now become a powerful demigod. In the blink of an eye, he regenerates a brand new arm. Unbeknownst to him, Danny steals the key right off David. Anna then uses it to unseal the ancient scroll. Seeing that her companions are about to be killed, Anna immediately recites the sealing spell aloud. As she finishes reciting the mystical incantation, a spectral warhorse suddenly arrives on the scene. It pierces straight through David's body. It drains him of all his mystical power. Yet David remains completely unaware of it. He still charges forward to fight Danny head-on, but a blade pierces straight through his body. Clutching the wound in agony, he stumbles backward. Before the eyes of all who are present, he falls directly into the blood pool below. With a piercing and agonizing scream, David is instantly transformed into a boulder. His death is finally and utterly complete. And with that, the crisis is fully and finally averted.